What is crack-a-lackin', everybody? John Ramdeen, Robin Black, downtown Toronto, Play Dead. I couldn't even remember where we were. We're just been here for the last number of hours talking about fights. 125 pounds, one of the coolest divisions, the toughest SOBs in the game. When you look at number 10, number 15 to number 2, if Demetrius Johnson was not a part of this division, this is like the welterweight division. I thought it would be, where who knows who could stay the champion, because I guess Joseph Benavidez. I guess you take Joseph Benavidez out of there. You take Demetrius Johnson. You take Joseph Benavidez. Then who do you got? It's true. Especially if TJ Dillashaw is serious about moving down to 125 pounds. But our focus is Ben Nguyen taking on Tim Elliot, who fought Demetrius Johnson for the championship. These guys have all faced off with the top guy, the up 7th guy, the number 2 guy. Ben Nguyen and Tim Elliot both fought Louis Smolka. What do you like about this particular fight?
I love the fight. I mean, I love the flyweights, right? Like, it's part of my personal mission to get people to see how exciting this division is. When we watched the Olympics, you saw that every sport had like its optimum body type. You know, you think of a shot putter, they all looked identical. Yeah. You know, the volleyball players, they all look the same. Gymnasts, they look exactly, they all have the same body type, because there's an optimum body type for every sport. And the optimum body type for the art of fighting is 5'4"
Bruce Lee.
to 5'8". 125, 135, 145 pounds. That's the optimum body type for the expression of the perfection of combat. And so you see that with the flyweights. And these two are spectacular. Ben Nguyen, I'm a big fan of. When I was living in Winnipeg, he was fighting in South Dakota. So I called a couple of his fights in the region and in Winnipeg against Eric Perez. Great fight. And great fighter. Really exciting on the outside. He's a 3rd-degree black belt in Taekwondo. So he's just got really knifing and hooking kicks. Beautiful fight kicks from the outside. But if you get in a little bit closer, super straight penetrating punches as well. So really fun fighter to watch.
And he's like Houdini.
Yeah.
He can get out of shit.
For sure.
But again, that's why I think he's so fun to watch, because he does take chances, but he finds himself in trouble. But he's confident. He is a risk taker. Yeah. I can always get out of this. Shit, I can't get out of this.
Yeah, well, Tim Elliott's very similar. Tim Elliott's a risk taker. It's a nature. It is an aspect. It's, you know, it's a feature of the flyweight division. Is they're risk takers, they're fast, it's a riskier game overall. And of course, Elliot looked phenomenal against Demetrius Johnson. I mean, as phenomenal as you can look. He won a round. I mean, that's more than most ever do. And he's very unpredictable. He won that tough show with real challenging fights. Came back, had a good fight against Demetrius to show he actually really belonged in the division. Then beat Smolka. So this is a perfect fight. Ben Nguyen was ready to fight Joseph Benavidez. Yeah. He was ready to fight Joe Benavidez, and Benavidez
was he really? That's the thing. Are you really ready to fight Joe Benavidez?
When you fight him, you're ready to step in there, and you're ready to take him on. I like this fight a lot. I think these two match up very, very interesting. It's going to be a fast fight. It's going to be a highly technical fight, and it's going to be an intense fight.
So Tim Elliot, we know he fights weird.
Yeah.
Is that the plan? The plan is just to distract you with the weirdness, get a hold of you and shut you down so you can't play that game. Yeah. Cage, ground, and play that game? Or is he more than happy? All right, do the shit that you do. I'll find my way to get in.
I was asking Doo-Ho Choi in Korea. He's a master of feints, and I was showing him footage of Andre Feely, who has a lot of sort of full body feints and open field feints. And I was asking him about it, and he said, when you're good at the game, you're expecting one of two reactions. They're both reactions. One is the guy responds to the feint, and the other reaction is no reaction. And that is the type of reaction, is you choose to not respond. If you don't respond, you get hit next time. If you do respond, you've shown me how you'll respond. And that's what Tim Elliot is trying to do here. The issue is, and the reason it's so dicey at flyweight, is because the game takes place a lot further out than the heavyweights. Heavyweights kind of meander into each other, and then they beat the crap out of each other. Stipe is breaking that mold, but it's true. They get into a closer range. The flyweights fight way on the outside because they have the speed to get in and get out so quickly. So the full body feint is not quite as effective. So it's going to be an interesting fight. I really like this fight. I'm a big fan of Ben Nguyen, have been for a long, long time, and the way that he fights. And he was getting ready for Joseph Benavidez, so he's going to be ready for this.
When you think about this, one of the reasons why I like both guys is they both seem to get into that flow state, and they're free and they're creative, and that's what we're going to see. So I wouldn't be surprised to see this fight as one of the fights of the night, because both guys are creative, both guys are tough as shit, both guys are risk takers. There's so much, and that's the unfortunate part about 125 pounds, is that this should be a marquee fight. This is a fight, really, again, Tim Elliot was just fighting for the title not that long ago. So this is a fight, the UFC, it should be their responsibility to elevate this, to explain to people this is world-class mixed martial arts at the highest level with two very bizarre type of characters.
Well, we're going to take on that responsibility, and we're going to take it on with a ton of patience, because this won't happen overnight. It will take a while for people to really see. It's happening quicker. Imagine if your favorite sport, whatever it is, happened so much faster that you didn't get to see all of the elements until your vision started to adjust to the speed of it. That's what's happening, and it'll take us a little while. We're going to have to apply a lot of patience to it, but over time, people are going to see that the flyweights are the best action in the game.
We promise you, folks, 125 pounds is the name of the game.